Hey there! Welcome back to Mindful Stoicism, the channel where we combine timeless wisdom with practical strategies for living a better, more fulfilling life. Today, we're exploring how you can make people think about you non-stop, not by being loud or flashy, but by mastering subtle but powerful skills rooted in Stoicism. These are skills that won't just get you noticed for a moment, they'll leave a lasting impression. Now imagine walking into a room, and without saying a word, you hold everyone's attention. You don't need to shout or boast. Your presence speaks for itself. That kind of impact doesn't come from charisma alone. It comes from mastering your emotions, your actions, and your mind. Today, I'll show you 9 Stoic skills that, when practiced daily, will leave people thinking about you long after you're gone. So stick around to the end, because these principles won't just change how others perceive you, they'll change how you perceive yourself. 1. Emotional control, the calm in the storm. The first Stoic skill we must master is emotional control. In today's world, emotions often run high. We react impulsively to events, whether it's road rage, a stressful work situation, or a difficult conversation. But the Stoics teach us that while we cannot control the events that happen to us, we can always control how we respond to them. Picture this. 2 people face the same stressful event. One lashes out in anger, raising their voice and losing their composure. The other, although feeling the same initial frustration, pauses. They breathe deeply, consider the situation calmly, and respond thoughtfully. Who do you think people will remember? The person who controls their emotions is like a rock in a turbulent sea. When everyone else is getting tossed around by the waves, they remain steady, and that calm, collected presence is unforgettable. In your daily life, practice this by catching yourself when you feel the rise of emotions, whether it's anger, jealousy, or frustration. Take a breath. Pause. Remind yourself that while you cannot control the external world, you can always control how you react to it. This small practice alone will make people view you as a person who's grounded, stable, and in control, and that impression sticks. 2. Active listening, making people feel heard. We live in an era of constant distractions. Phones buzzing, emails popping up, social media pulling us in different directions. But true connection happens when we listen, really listen. One of the most powerful ways to make people think about you non-stop is to master the art of active listening. Active listening is more than just hearing the words someone says. It's about giving them your full attention, focusing on their emotions, and being fully present. When you practice active listening, you're not just absorbing information, you're validating someone's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Imagine a scenario. You're in a conversation, and the other person feels completely understood. You're not interrupting them. You're not thinking about what to say next. You're giving them your undivided attention. How often do people experience that level of presence? Not often. That's why when they do, it's unforgettable. You can practice active listening by making small adjustments. Put your phone down during conversations, make eye contact, and ask follow-up questions that show you're genuinely interested. People will leave those conversations feeling heard and valued, and they'll remember you for it. 3. Mastering silence, speaking volumes without words. We often think that to make an impact, we have to speak up, say more, and dominate conversations. But the Stoics understood that silence, strategic, purposeful silence, can be more powerful than words. Imagine this. You're in a meeting or a conversation where emotions are running high. People are arguing, speaking over each other, and tension fills the air. Instead of jumping in to contribute to the noise, you stay silent. You observe. You listen. And then, when the time is right, you speak with clarity and purpose. Your words carry weight because they're measured, thoughtful, and rare. People are naturally drawn to those who don't feel the need to speak constantly. When you master the art of silence, you project confidence. You show that you're not afraid of the quiet, that you don't need to fill every moment with words. This creates an aura of mystery around you. People will find themselves thinking, What's going on in their mind? The next time you're in a heated conversation or debate, resist the urge to jump in. Practice silence. Listen first, speak later, and watch how much more powerful your presence becomes. 4. Purposeful action. Aligning your actions with your values. In a world full of distractions, there's something magnetic about a person who moves through life with purpose. Stoicism teaches us that every action we take should be intentional, aligned with our higher principles and values. When you act with purpose, people notice and they remember. Think about this. So many people go through life reacting to things as they come, driven by impulses or the pressures of the moment. But when you live with intention, when your actions are guided by a clear sense of purpose, you stand out. You become someone who doesn't just go with the flow. You create your own path. The Stoics believed that every action should serve a purpose that aligns with our virtues. This doesn't mean you have to be serious or calculated all the time, but it does mean that you should be thoughtful about where you invest your time and energy. In your day-to-day life, ask yourself before any decision, does this align with my core values? Is this taking me closer to or further from the person I want to be? When people see that your actions are always in line with your principles, they'll not only admire you, they'll think about how they can be more like you. 5. Emotional detachment. Freedom from external outcomes. Imagine being free from the emotional highs and lows that come with success and failure. Imagine being content no matter the outcome of a situation. That's the power of emotional detachment, a core principle of Stoicism that helps you remain centered and resilient, no matter what life throws your way. This doesn't mean you stop caring. On the contrary, it means you care deeply, but without letting the outcomes define your happiness or self-worth. When you learn to detach from results, you free yourself from the anxiety and pressure that comes from chasing external validation. Think about someone who handles a major setback with grace, someone who faces rejection, failure, or disappointment but remains calm and composed. That's a person who understands emotional detachment. They know that while they can control their efforts, they cannot always control the results. People are drawn to this kind of emotional resilience because it's rare. We're used to seeing people break down, complain, or give up when things don't go their way. But when you show emotional detachment, you send a message that your sense of self isn't tied to what happens externally. And that kind of inner peace is unforgettable. 6. Authenticity and integrity, being unapologetically you. Authenticity is a rare quality in a world where so many people wear masks to fit in, to please others, or to hide their true selves. But authenticity, paired with integrity, is one of the most powerful Stoic skills you can master. It's the ability to show up as yourself unapologetically and to live in alignment with your core values. When you're authentic, you don't try to be someone you're not. You don't pretend. And people respect that because it's so rare to meet someone who is comfortable in their own skin. Integrity, on the other hand, is about sticking to your principles, even when it's difficult. It's about doing the right thing, not because it's easy, but because it's who you are. Think about the people in your life who have left a lasting impression on you. Chances are they were authentic, they were real. They didn't try to impress you with fake personas or flashy facades. Instead, they were themselves, and that's why you remember them. To cultivate authenticity and integrity, start by asking yourself, who am I when no one's watching? What do I truly believe in? And then live that truth consistently. People will respect you for it, and you'll leave an impact that lasts. 7. Courage in vulnerability, strength in opening up. We often think of courage as being fearless, as showing strength by not letting others see our weaknesses. But Stoicism teaches us that true courage comes from embracing vulnerability, from having the strength to show your authentic self, flaws and all. When you open up and share your vulnerabilities, it takes immense courage. You're letting people see the parts of you that are not perfect, the parts that might feel uncomfortable or raw. But here's the secret. Vulnerability creates connection. When you show that you're not invincible, you make it easier for others to relate to you. Think of the people you admire most. Chances are, at some point, They've shared something personal or vulnerable. Maybe they opened up about a struggle they went through, a failure, or a moment of doubt. And because they were brave enough to share that part of themselves, you feel a deeper connection with them. Practice courage in vulnerability by allowing yourself to be real with people, whether it's admitting when you're wrong, asking for help, or sharing a personal story. When people see that you're not afraid to show your human side, they'll remember you for it. 8. The power of presence, capturing attention through mindfulness. In a world that's constantly moving, where people are always thinking about what's next, there's something undeniably powerful about being fully present. The Stoics emphasize the importance of mindfulness, of being in the moment, fully aware of what's happening around you. When you're present, you give people your full attention. You're not distracted by your phone, by thoughts of the past, or worries about the future. You're here, in this moment, engaged and focused. Imagine having a conversation with someone who isn't checking their phone or looking around the room, but is completely locked in on you. They're listening to every word you say, absorbing it, responding thoughtfully. How would that make you feel? Probably important, seen, valued. Presence is a skill that requires practice. Start by committing to being fully engaged in whatever you're doing, whether it's a conversation, a task at work, or even a moment of relaxation. The more present you are, the more people will feel your energy and attention, and that's something they won't soon forget. 9. Emotional resilience, rising stronger after every setback. The Stoics believed that adversity is a natural part of life, and that our true strength is measured by how we respond to challenges. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to face difficulties head-on without losing your sense of self. Life will throw curveballs at you. There will be moments of failure, rejection, and disappointment. But emotional resilience means that instead of being crushed by these moments, you use them as opportunities to grow. Think about the people you admire most. They're not the ones who've never failed. They're the ones who faced failure and come back stronger. They're the ones who didn't let a setback define them, but instead used it as fuel to keep going. To cultivate emotional resilience, embrace challenges as learning opportunities. When something doesn't go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? Over time, people will start to see you as someone who's unshakable, someone who can weather any storm, and that's a legacy that lasts. By mastering these 9 Stoic skills, emotional control, active listening, the art of silence, purposeful action, emotional detachment, authenticity, vulnerability, presence, and resilience, you can not only transform yourself, but also leave an unforgettable mark on others. These are not superficial tricks or tactics. They're deep, meaningful practices that build lasting impact. So, which of these skills will you start practicing today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Mindful Stoicism, where we explore the ancient wisdom that helps you master modern life. Remember, making people think about you isn't about seeking attention. It's about living in a way that makes your presence, your actions, and your character unforgettable.